Hello everyone, myself Shah from Department of Pharmacology at LG Institute of Pharmacy. Welcome to the unique series which is initiated by LG Institute of Pharmacy. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Pharma Ignite. Now, in a today's session, we will study about evaluation of the crude. First of all, what we mean by evaluation? Evaluation means to check the quality, purity, and identity of the food drugs. There are five methods for the drug evaluation. First method is organoleptic evaluation. Second is microscopic evaluation. Third one is the physical evaluation method. Fourth one is the chemical evaluation method. And last one is a biological evaluation method. Now, first of all, organoleptic evaluation method. Organoleptic evaluation can be performed on a basis of the study of the morphology of the food drug and on the basis of the organoleptic characters like sensory characters. So first of all, we will study about the morphological characters. So in this, from the outer appearance, shape, then other characters, size, from that the drugs can be differentiated. For an example, in a box, for the identification of the box, the shape of the box, then texture or surface can be observed. For an example, cinnamon containing compound fruit, while cinchona or acacia containing single fruit, right? So that is the identical character of the box. Second is underground roots. So in underground roots, the examples are ginger and turmeric. So that can be identified from its symphoidal shape or color. Then third one is the leaves. There are different characters is, are used for the identification of the leaf morphology like margin, then venation, then petiole. So here this is the basic morphology of the leaf. So middle one is the midrib and outer surface is margin, then petiole is there. Then arrangement of the according to the arrangement of the leaves, the venation can be classified. So here this is the classification of the different leaves on a basis of their morphological character. For an example, monocot containing leaf having parallel venation, while dicot leaf having reticulate venation. Then on a basis of apex and margin it can be classified. Then fruits and seeds can be classified on the basis of their shapes and mucilaginous content. So here the examples are shown of the fruits is amla and almond. Amla having ellipsoidal shape. And seeds, the example of seeds are Somita that having the disc-like shape, and second one is the neem seed. So next talk about the sensory characters. So the drugs can be identified from its sensory characters like color, odor and taste. So color, fresh fruit having the greenish in color, while after becoming the drying, it changes in the color due to the oxidation. Then odor, for an example, volatile oil containing drug having the characteristic odor. And test some drugs having the characteristic test like ginger or other drug having the pungent test. Then some drug having the bitter test like Noxomica. So from the color odor test, the drugs can be differentiated. Now let's talk about the microscopical character. So in a macroscopical character, it will be classified in a different characteristics like stomatal number, stomatal index, vein islet, vein termination, then other characters like calcium oxalate crystals, then palisade ratio, like that. So first is on a basis of their trichomes. There are two types of trichomes, glandular trichomes and non-glandular trichomes. Non-glandular trichomes having the stalk part, but the stalk will be divided into n number of cells, while glandular trichomes having the head and stalk. So on a basis of the head or number of the cell division, it can be classified in a different types like unicellular trichomes, multicellular trichomes, or unicellular glands or glandular trichomes, like that. And second is the calcium oxalate crystals. Calcium oxalate crystals is a very much important character for the identification of the organization. On a plant metabolism, it will give the product of oxalic acid, which is very harmful to the plant. So plant will form a calcium oxalate crystal to the absorber or absorption of the calcium from the soil. So it will form a complex, and this complex is very much useful for the plant for providing them protection. There are different types of calcium oxalate crystals like cluster-shaped, graphites, and prism-shaped calcium oxalate crystals. And these are the diagram of these calcium oxalate crystals. Now, next is stomata. There are five types of stomata that are according to the arrangement of the subsidiary cells to the guard cells. There are three types of cells are there: guard cells, subsidiary cells, and epidermal cells. So, on a basis of the arrangement, it will be divided or classified in a five types. First type is the parasitic, second diacytic, third anomocytic, fourth anisocytic, fifth one actinocytic. Parasitic means subsidiary cells are parallel to the guard cells. Diacytic means perpendicular to the guard cells. Anomocytic means three or more than three subsidiary cells are there. Then any society means three subsidiary cells are there. One is smaller than other. And last one is actinocytic, that is radially arrangement of the palisates or subsidiary cells are there. Next is stomatal number. So total number of the stomatas are present per square mm of the leaf. That is known as stomatal number. Stomatal index means the total number of the stomatal index is present per square mm of the leaf. So the formula of the stomatal index is equal to S upon E plus S multiplied by 100. S is equal to the total number of the stomata and E is equal to total number of the epidermal cells. Next is vein highlight. So total number of the vein highlights present per square mm of the leaf present between the midway to the margin. And vein termination means the total number of the vein terminations are present per square mm of the leaf present between the midrib to the margin. So here this is the diagrammatic representation of the veinlet and vein termination. So where the entire box is formed, that is known as veinlets, and where the terminations are there, that is known as veinlet terminations. Now next is palisade ratio. So the total number of the palisade cells are present beneath the epidermal cells. So here 4 epidermal cells can be consideration for the measurement of the palisade ratio. Next is lycopodium spore method. Lycopodium spore method is used for the determination of the purity of the crude drugs as well as to measurement or to measure the amount of the substance present in a crude powder. Next is measurement of the length and width of the fluid fibers. Fluid fibers are the important characters of the bark. So by eyepiece micrometer you can measure the length and width of the fluid fibers. Then next is measurement of the diameter of the starch veins by using eyepiece micrometer. This is very much important character for the determination of the crude powder. Next is physical evaluation. Physical evaluation comprises of these different parameters. So we will discuss this parameter in detail. First is moisture content. For measuring the moisture content, desiccant or loss on drying method is used. If the drug containing beyond the range of the moisture, then it is highly susceptible to the fungus or growth of microorganisms. So it should comply within the range of the pharmacopoeias. Second, viscosity. Viscosity is measured by using Brookfield viscometer. Then melting point is used to check the purity of the compound. So if it will give sharp melting point, then it must be pure compound. It is applicable only for the solid drug. For liquid drug, you need to go for the measurement of the boiling point. Next is ash value. Ash value means to measurement of the inorganic salts than other content. There are three types of ash values are there: total ash, acid insoluble ash, and water soluble ash. Next is extractive value. Extractive value can be measured on the basis of the solubility of the different phytoconstituents. There are three types of extractive values are there: water soluble extractive value, that is applicable for the water soluble content like sugars, and ether soluble extractive value applicable for the oily drugs. And third one is the alcohol soluble extractive value. That means all the secondary metabolites which are soluble in alcohol. Next is chromatographic technique. There are different chromatographic techniques will included in this part. So TLC, HPLC, HPTLC are there. So in the TLC you need to measure the RF value, the distance traveled by the solute upon distance traveled by the solvent. So that is known as RF. Next is chemical evolution. So chemical evolution means on the basis of the chemical constituent, the drugs or can be identified. So there are four parameters it contains. First parameter is instrumental method. By using colorimeter, you can estimate the chemical content. Second one method, that is the chemical constants. There are different chemical constants which is mentioned in the pharmacopoeia along with their name. For an example, acid value and saponification value. The lipid containing drug like castor oil and sesame oil should not contain more than 2 acid values. So on basis of that it can be differentiated. Third one is on a basis of the chemical test. For example, for the identification of the flavonoid, Shimoda test can be performed. For the identification of alkali, drag-and-drop test can be performed. For the identification of the tannin, Goldwasser skin test can be performed. And fourth one is a microchemical test. So microchemical test is based on a precipitation. Now last evaluation method, that is biological evaluation method. Biological evaluation method is the preclinical evaluation method. So here the different animal models are performed for the measuring the activity of the group. For an example, to check the liver protective activity, like carbon tetrachloride animal models and paracetamol induced hepatotoxicity like models can be performed to check the efficacy of the group drugs. Like that way, for the other disease, the different animal models will be performed. These are the FAQs of this section. Thank you for watching my presentation.